Good evening, this is TCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Ninghui Kim Kong Sai. First, the headlines. Kuki Group appeals to PM, NHRC to intervene in Manipur. Ethnic Meitei body seeks Indian Chief Minister's ouster. Indian Youth Congress launches membership drive in Kangpokpi to engage local youth. News in detail. Kuki groups have written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the National Commissions of Human Rights urging their intervention to ease the conflict situations in Manipur, which has been wrecked with ethnic violence since last year. The Kuki Organizations for Human Rights KOHUR in its letter accused the Meiteis of launching a majoritarian mayhem to grab the tribal land. It is neither the first time nor going to be the last. The constitutional protections and the human rights of the tribal people had been violated and abused time and again, it said. The letter also contained several news clippings and reports on the violent incidents in the northeastern state. The Kuki group urged the NHRC to make a kind and sympathetic interventions in Manipur to prevent the Manipur state government and the majoritarian Meitei ethnic cleansing program and save the minority Kuki tribal community from total annihilation. The current state-sponsored Meitei war is not only anti-human and anti-tribal but also anti-constitutional and anti-national. That your kind intervention would surely help in preventing them from going further, the KOHUR said. More than 200 people have been killed in ethnic violence in Manipur since May 2023. An influential body representing the world's Meitei ethnic group has called on India's Prime Minister to remove the Chief Minister of strife-torn Manipur state for his failure to restore peace following the outbreak of ethnic violence in the northeastern state 70 months ago. Our people personally handed over a petition to the Prime Minister's office PMO in New Delhi on October 21. Yambem Arun Meitei, Secretary General of the World Meitei Council WMC, a body formed to protect and promote the interests of the world's Meitei people. Among them are the Meitei people in Manipur, the largest ethnic group in the state. They have been fighting with the Kuki tribal people, most of them Christians, in Manipur since May 3, 2023. We are hopeful of favorable actions from the federal government, Meitei told UCA News on October 22. In the petition, WMC said people in Manipur have become refugees in their own homeland and blamed Chief Minister Biren Singh for their plight. Ethnic violence broke out in the hilly state after a peaceful protest by indigenous students against a move to confer tribal status on Meitei turned violent. Most Meitei people are Hindus. Under India's affirmative actions policy, such status will allow wealthy Meitei Hindus to get reservations quotas in government jobs and seats in state-run academic institutions. Currently, the indigenous Kuki tribal people, who make up 41% of the state's population, enjoy these benefits. The violence in the state, bordering civil war hit Myanmar, has claimed over 230 lives and uprooted over 60,000 people, most of them Christians. The Meiteis comprises 53% of the state's 3.2 million populations and control the state government and administration. Biren Singh is from the Meitei community and is a member of pro-Hindu Bharatiya Janata Party. In the memorandum, WMC noted that Singh failed to restore peace as violence continued with warring factions using sophisticated weapons and drones. In a democratic framework, the accountability lies with the head of the government, said the memorandum. The council also blamed the federal government, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for the worsening situation in the state. The ongoing violence appears to be tactically permitted by the federal government for reasons that are obvious to those who can think critically, it said, alluding to political intentions in the government's inaction. Despite repeated calls from civil society groups, Modi has not visited the tiny state and has not bothered to seek Singh's resignation. The Indian army deployed in the conflict-stricken state poses the capacity to address the situation, but lacks the necessary orders to do so, it noted. Kuki Christians have been accusing Biren Singh of unleashing violence against them through his tacit support of the Meitei Hindus. What the Meiteis are saying is true. We have been saying the same since the beginning. But the Modi government never listened to us, said a Church leader based in the state capital, Imphal. I don't think the demand of the Meitei Council will have any impact, the Church leader told UCN News on October 22. Another Church leader who did not want to be named due to security reasons said, the federal government has given Singh a free hand and pushed the state into total anarchy. Meanwhile, media reports said 19 legislators from Singh's party approached Modi on October 19 to seek Singh's ouster. The India Youth Congress IYC continued its ambitious membership drive today in Sadar Hills, Kangpokpi district, building on the momentum from its inaugural event at the Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee MPCC office in Imphal on October 21. The launch, held at the LNC Hotel, attracted a significant turnout of local youth and prominent political figures. Key attendees included Sarifar Rahman, General Secretary and Manipur in charge of the IYC, Dr. Lamtintang Hokip, PCC member and Vice President of MPCC, along with Simanchal Kandani and Prakash Kumar from the ZRO IYC. Local leaders such as the Samuel Hokip, Zangmintang Kipgand and Nainu Kipgand, District Mahila Congress President, also graced the occasion. The event received support from various block Congress office bearers across 3 assembly constituencies in Sadar Hills. The primary goal of this membership drive is to actively engage youth from Kangpokpi in grassroots politics, encouraging them to join the IYC and contribute to societal development. Dr. Lamtintang Hokip took a moment to congratulate the newly appointed IYC President, Uday Bhanu Chip, while expressing appreciations for the outgoing President, Srinivas G, also known as the Oxygen Man, for his invaluable service to the party. He urged local youth to participate fully in IYC initiatives which aim to foster positive societal changes. Highlighting the importance of inclusivity, Sarifar Rahman outlined the enrollment process and urged attendees to become part of the IYC. She emphasized the organization's alignment with Rahul Gandhi's visions of an inclusive India, where all voices are respected and represented. Notably, Rahman pointed out that the IYC is the only political entity in India to conduct internal elections, marking a significant milestone in Indian politics. Elections for youth leadership positions at the assembly, district, and state levels will soon be conducted in Manipur. The IYC is committed to establishing a robust grassroots organization throughout the state. The nomination phase is scheduled to run from October 23 to 27, 2024, with detailed information accessible on their official website, www.ycea.in. The IYC is actively seeking young individuals dedicated to serving the people of India with integrity. Interested candidates can reach out to the elections team for guidance. Orientations and training sessions are planned to equip potential candidates with the knowledge necessary to navigate the elections process and emerge as leaders in their communities. Police in Manipur's Imphal East District dismantled a major extortion operations with the arrest of 6 members of the banned Kangleipak Communist Party People's War Group on Tuesday, October 22. The arrests made in Parampat area included key operatives ranging in age from 20 to 53 years. Police identified the suspect as Oinam Abung Meitei, Lema Pokpam Hari Meite, Yaikom Lukoy Singh, Oinam Bezi Meite, Atokpam Inaubi Devi, and Moirang Timichan Devi. During the operations, police seized nearly rupees 3.89 lakh in cash, 3 vehicles including 1 car and 2 motorcycles and multiple mobile phones. Officials also recovered identification documents and other personal items from the suspects. According to police sources, the group has been running an extensive extortion network targeting private businesses, government offices, and civilians in the region. The suspects were allegedly involved in illegal arms dealing as well. Manipur government has issued notifications under the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 prohibiting the manufacture, storage, distributions, and sale of food products containing tobacco or nicotine. This includes gutkha, pan masala, and other chewable tobacco products like khaini, zarda, and scented tobacco for a period of 1 year. The decision is based on the provisions of the Food Safety and Standards, Prohibitions and Restrictions on Sales, Regulations 2011, which aim to protect public health by prohibiting harmful substances in food products. The Supreme Court of India had earlier observed that some manufacturers were circumventing bans on gutkha by selling pan masala and tobacco in separate sachets, which consumers could mix. The court directed all states and union territories to enforce the ban strictly. Following these guidelines, the Commissioner of Food Safety in Manipur has taken this step to ensure the health and well-being of the public in exercise of these powers conferred by Clause A of Subsection 2 of Section 30 of Food Safety and Standard Act 2006, read with Regulations 234 of the Food Safety and Standards Prohibitions and Restrictions on Sales Regulations 2011. The undersigned Commissioner of Food Safety, Manipur, in the interest of public health, hereby prohibit the manufacture, storage, distributions, or sale of gutkha and pan masala containing tobacco or nicotine, and chewing tobacco products like chopped tobacco, pure tobacco, khaini, scented or flavored tobacco, etc., by whatsoever name is called and whatsoever shape it pack, and any other products marketed separately having tobacco or nicotine in the final product, by whatsoever name called, whether packaged or unpackaged or sold as one product, or through packaged as separate products, sold or distributed in such a manner so as to easily facilitate mixing by the consumer for a period of 1 year from the date of issue of these notifications in the entire state of Manipur. The notification reads: The Supreme Court, in its latest judgment dated 18 October 2024, verdict that child marriage robs children of their rights, issues guidelines for implementations of law that is just marriages are violations of minors' free will to choose life partner. The Apex Court was hearing a petition filed by NGO Siva and activist Nirmal Gorana, who are members of Child Marriage Free India Campaign CMFI Integrated Rural Management Associations IRMA, expresses gratitude and says the judgment will ensure that India becomes child marriage free by 2030. CMFI, a coalition of over 200 NGOs, has stopped more than 120,000 child marriages in 2024 alone, creating over 50,000 child marriage-free villages across India. In a landmark judgment on child marriage law in the country, the Supreme Court of India has issued guidelines for the effective implementations of the law and say that child marriage robs a child of her free will to choose a life partner. Welcoming the Apex Court judgment while hearing the petitions by Child Marriage Free India, CMFI partners, Society for Enlightenment and Voluntary Actions, SEVA Siva, and activist Nirmal Gorana Agni, IRMS, say that this judgment I will give a significant push in their endeavor to end child marriage from the country and met an appeal to the state government to follow the guidelines as soon as possible to make India child marriage free by the year 2030. IRMA is a crucial partner of the CMFI campaign, which is a coalition of over 200 NGOs working in more than 400 districts across the country to end child marriage by 2030. The bench comprising Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Perdiwala and Manoj Misra further held that the authorities need to adopt a prevention, protections, prosecution strategy and community-driven approach for the implementations of the Prohibitions of Child Marriage Act (PCMA) 2006. The guidelines issued by the Supreme Court includes focus on ensuring that schools, religious institutions, and panchayats are seats of awareness generations against child marriage, and the regions where child marriage stroke include information on its preventions within the school curricula. The bench was WEQHRMP2, petitions filed by NGO SIVA, which claimed that the situations of child marriage in the country is grim. There is non-implementation of the child marriage status in later ends period. Reading the judgment, Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud has said, the law will only succeed when there is a multi-sectoral coordination, training, and capacity building of the law enforcement officers need to be there. We emphasize that there needs to be community-driven approaches, welcoming the judgment, as MT Lamzaning Hokip, Secretary, IRMA said. This is a very significant judgment for all of us. The way state government and even local authorities have been working with a resolve to end child marriage has been commendable, and this judgment gives further strength to all of us. We express our heartfelt gratitude to the Apex Court for their clear interpretations of this crime that plagues the country, and we are sure that together we will end this crime against children by 2030. It is our appeal to the state government to not waste any time and immediately follow the guidelines issued by the Honorable Supreme Court. Notably, the Child Marriage Free India CMFI campaign and its partner NGOs have successfully prevented over 120,000 child marriages across the country. Additionally, government efforts have protected more than 11 lakh vulnerable children from being married off, emphasizing on how this landmark judgment will put India on the world map in ending this social menace. Bhuwan Ribhu, founder of Child Marriage Free India campaign, said, this landmark judgment will be a shot in the arm and shall be the tipping point in institutional resolve, marking a significant victory in our mission to completely eradicate child marriage. The Supreme Court and the government efforts have shown that they care for our children. It is time for the rest of us to step up and stop this social crime. If we fail to protect our children, nothing else in this life truly matters. The guidelines issued by Honorable Court further reinforce the holistic approach also given by the PICAT strategy of the Child Marriage Free India campaign. Child marriage is, in essence, child rape. This decision not only strengthens our resolve, but also underscores that through united efforts and accountability, we can ultimately end the worst form of violence against children, child marriage, he further stated. The over 200 NGO partners of Child Marriage Free India campaign follow a holistic strategy, namely PICKAT, policy, institution, collaborations, knowledge, ecosystem, technology. Their efforts with religious leaders and communities have led to over 49 million pledges against this crime. The coalition has also created over 50,000 child marriage-free villages across India in 2023 to 2024. At least 5 people died after a 6-story under construction building collapsed near Hennur on October 22 following heavy rains in Bengaluru. Additional Commissioner of Police West and Satish Kumar said 5 people have died and 13 workers have been rescued. The deceased include Herman 26 years, Tripal 35 and Mohammad Sahil 19, all from Bihar. Satya Raju 25 and Sankar. 6 people were injured, including Zagadavi 45, Rashid 28, Nagarazu 25, Ramesh Kumar 28, Harman 22 and Azai. Kumar said that 5 people are being treated at Bengaluru North Hospital while 1 is at Hosmat Hospital. 21 workers including tile workers, concrete workers and plumbers were in the building when it collapsed. Deputy CM and Bengaluru Development Minister D.K. Sivakumar told reporters, "It is a serious crime to construct such a large building on a 60x40 plot." The officer stated that they have issued notices 3 times. "This is a lesson for us. After the completion of the rescue work, actions will be taken in the next 2 days. Strong measures will be implemented," said Sivakumar. The incident occurred at around 4 p.m. at Anjanadri Layout, Horamavu Agara near Hennur. The deceased has been identified as Arman 26 from Bihar. The owner of the building identified as Muni Reddy and his son Mohan Reddy from Andhra Pradesh living in Malleswaram is absconding and untraceable. The incident, captured on CCTV, showed the building falling like a pack of cards. Initially, investigations revealed that poor quality construction led to the collapse. Sources say that fire and emergency services received the call around 4:10 p.m. and 3 tenders were dispatched. BJP leader and K.R. Puram MLA said they took permissions for 4 floors but constructed 2 additional floors. The construction quality was also substandard. The deputy CM said actions will be taken against the building constructions contractor, the site owner, and the responsible officials. The workers will be compensated after the rescue work is completed, he said. A survey will be conducted regarding illegal buildings across the city. In Bengaluru, actions will be taken against those constructing buildings without obtaining permission from the corporation, said Sivakumar. Senior police and fire safety department officers were also at the spot, along with NDRF personnel and a dog squad, assisting with the rescue operations even late into the night. The National Investigations Agency (NIA) has arrested 3 more people in connections with the Coimbatore car bomb blast, taking the number of arrests to 18. The Central Anti-Terror Probe Agency has also found how the 23rd October 2022 ISIS-inspired car blast was funded. With the arrest of Abu Hanifa, Saran Mariapant, and Pavan Rahman, NIA has unearthed the terror financing angle in the case, in which the total number of accused arrested has gone up to 18, the agency said in a media statement on Monday, 21st October. 4 charge sheets have been filed against 14 accused before the NIA court at Bonamale in Chennai. Hanifa, a teacher at Kovai Arabic College, Mariapant, and Rahman have been accused of providing financial assistance to Jamis Muben, who was killed when the vehicle-borne improvised explosive device went off near an ancient temple. The Arulmigu Akilandeswari Udanaya Arulmigu Sangasmeswaram Swami Tirukovil on Eswaran Kovil Street in Coimbatore's Okadam, a communally sensitive area. The 3 men were picked up from the Sudarapuram and Selvapuram areas and were weeks away to Chennai for further investigations. Moving was inspired by the ideology of the global terrorist organizations ISIS. The conspiracy to carry out the explosion was reportedly hatched in Satya Mangalam Forest in the Erode district. NIA earlier said that before carrying out the attack, Muben has sworn allegiance by giving bayat, a solemn promise to Abu al-Hashan al-Hashimi al-Qurasi, the then self-styled Caliph of the IS. Incidentally, the explosion a day before Dipayali in 2022 was considered to be a gas cylinder explosion. However, it developed into an act of terror after the police found 75 kg of explosives in Muben's house. The NIA said Hanifa, Mariapam and Rahman had concluded with one other to provide funds for the commissions of the Terror Act. Abu Hanifa was employed as a faculty on Kovai Arabic College, where Jamesa Mubend and other arrested accused persons got radicalized in ISIS ideology. The Supreme Court of India has made a landmark ruling declaring that viewing child porn videos is a crime under the POCSO and ITX, even if done in private. This judgment overturns a previous Madras High Court order that deemed downloading and viewing such content as merely a moral decay not punishable by law. Dilam Zaning Haukip, Director of Integrated Rural Management Associations, IRMA, hailed this decision as a watershed moment that will safeguard child rights in cyberspace. Haukip emphasized that with this ruling, no predator will be spared, even if they are in the privacy of their own home. Key outcomes of the judgment are criminalizations of viewing child porn. Viewing child porn videos is now a criminal offense under POCSO and ITX. Terminology is safe. The Supreme Court directed that the government to replace child pornography with child sexual, exploitative and abuse material, CSEAM, in the POCSO Act. Global President. India has set a global precedent with this judgment, according to Bhuvan Ribu, founder of Just Rights for Children Alliance. This ruling is a significant victory for child rights champions across India, and IRMA, part of the Just Rights for Children Alliance, welcomed this game-changing move. Locals in Tamil City reported that 25 residents were arrested on October 20 for allegedly being forced into military service. According to eyewitnesses, Puso T and military council troops arrested young and married individuals at night. A local revealed that both singles and married people were taken, causing married individuals to flee the neighborhood. Previously, only young people were recruited, but now married people are also being recruited. Arrested. Bhuvan Ribu, petitioner and founder, emphasized that searching for and downloading child exploitations and abuse material creates demand for child rape. He highlighted the significance of a recent Supreme Court judgment in combating these transnational and organized crimes, stating it will have a lasting global impact on society, crime, and child rights. It further lays out the key framework for preventions and protections. Terminology is safe. The Supreme Court directed courts to use child sexual, exploitative and abuse material, CSEAM, instead of child pornography, to emphasize the criminal nature of the act. Prevention strategy. The court suggested amending the Protections of Children from Sexual Offences Act, POCSO, to replace child pornography with CSEAM, awareness and support. Implement comprehensive sex education programs. Provide support services for victims and rehabilitation programs for offenders. The judgment acknowledges that a single incident of abuse can lead to ongoing trauma, violating a child's right and dignity each time the material is viewed or shared. By reframing the narrative around child exploitations and abuse material, the court aims to combat this crime more effectively. Local in Damu City reported that 25 residents were arrested on October 20 for allegedly being forced into military service. According to eyewitnesses, Puso T and military council troops arrested young and married individuals at night. A local revealed that both singles and married peoples were taken, causing married individuals to flee the neighborhood. Previously, only young people were recruited, but now married people are also being arrested. South Korea warned Tuesday it could consider supplying weapons to Ukraine in response to North Korea allegedly dispatching troops to Russia, as both North Korea and Russia denied the movements. The South Korean statement is apparently meant to pressure Russia not to bring in North Korea troops in its war against Ukraine. South Korean officials worry that Russia may reward North Korea by giving it sophisticated weapons technologies that can boost the North's nuclear and missile programs that target South Korea. In an emergency National Security Council meeting, top South Korean officials condemned North Korea's alleged dispatch of troops as a grave security threat to South Korea and the international community. They described North Korea as a criminal group that forces its youth to serve as Russian mercenaries for an unjustifiable war, the South Korean presidential office said in a statement. The officials agreed to take fast countermeasures linking the level of their responses to progress in Russian and North Korean military cooperations, according to the statement. Possible steps include diplomatic, economic, and military options, and South Korea could consider sending both defensive and offensive weapons to Ukraine, a senior South Korean presidential official told reporters on conditions of anonymity in a background briefing. The official said North Korea could attempt to get high-tech Russian technologies to perfect its nuclear missiles. The official said Russia's possible help for North Korea's effort to modernize its outdated conventional weapon system and acquire a space-based surveillance system would pose a serious security threat to South Korea as well. North Korea and Russia intensified cooperation since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. South Korea has joined US-led sanctions against Moscow and shipped humanitarian and financial support to Kyiv. But it has avoided directly supplying arms to Ukraine, in line with its policy of not supplying weapons to countries actively engaged in conflicts. South Korea's spy agency said last week it had confirmed that North Korea sent 1,500 special operation forces to Russia this month. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said his government had intelligence that 10,000 North Korean soldiers were being prepared to join invading Russian forces. A Pakistani man slaughtered 4 female members of his family, including his mother and sister, for their liberal lifestyle and using social media, police said here on Monday. Bilal Ahmed was arrested on Saturday and produced before a court on Monday, which remanded him to police custody. During the hearing, Ahmed told the court that he slit the throat of his mother, sister, niece, and sister-in-law because their liberal lifestyle had damaged his marriage, and also they used to always nag him. It is an open and shut case of Bilal being mentally unstable and ultra-conservative, investigating police officer Shaukat Awan said. The bodies of the 4 women were found in their apartment in Karachi's Old Soldiers Bazaar area on Saturday with their throats slit. During the investigations, it came to light that Bilal used to have daily fights with the women and he used to blame them. And then, liberal lifestyle for his wife leaving him as she was a religious person, Awan said. He said Bilal was upset at the 4 women for using social media. He was always upset with his sister and niece for posting pictures and videos of themselves on social media accounts. Bilal told police that he initially wanted to tease his sister Alessia, but later realized that he couldn't leave any eyewitnesses, so he slaughtered all the 4 women. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.